Today, we're discussing a mineral getting a lot of attention, and frankly, it should be on almost everyone's supplement list. We're talking about magnesium. Here's the issue: it's estimated that at least 75% of adults in the United States fail to get the recommended daily amount of magnesium from their diet. It's a real health concern because magnesium helps support the function of just about everything that happens in our bodies. So why is it so hard to get 400 milligrams of magnesium daily from food alone? Well, it's the same reasons we come up short on many other nutrients. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the NatureCity Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Pradelli, and I'm also the CEO and co-founder of the company, having started NatureCity over 20 years ago with my wife, Beth, and since then it's been our honor to have served over 500,000 Americans by offering them the best supplements we can make. Here's the issue: it's estimated that at least 75% of adults in the United States fail to get the recommended daily amount of magnesium from their diet. The RDA, which is the Recommended Daily Allowance for magnesium, is around 400 milligrams for adults. It's a little more than 400 for men and a little less for women. Now, many magnesium experts think the 400 milligram RDA is too low, but as mentioned, the vast majority of us fail to even reach the 400 milligram target each day. That's not just unfortunate, it's a real health concern. In case you don't know, magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. It impacts everything from your muscles and nerves to your sleep, energy levels, blood sugar metabolism, bone strength, cognitive function and mood, and even your heart and cardiovascular health. So why is it so hard to get 400 milligrams of magnesium daily from food alone? Well, it's the same reasons we come up short on many other nutrients. First, our soil has become depleted of minerals from overfarming. And second, modern diets are often high or heavy in processed foods that are typically lower in magnesium. 100 years ago, it's believed people got around 500 milligrams of magnesium daily through food alone, plenty to help our bodies function normally. Today, most are lucky to get 150 to 300 milligrams per day. Now, as you may know, some of the best food sources of magnesium include spinach, pumpkin seeds, almonds, avocados, black beans, and whole grains. If also, your protein sources like meats and fish typically give you around 30 to 50 milligrams per serving of magnesium, depending on portion size. Now, looking at foods I eat regularly, the bulk of my magnesium is coming from arugula, which is the green I prefer to spinach, avocado, and nuts like almonds, cashews, and walnuts. I used to add pumpkin seeds to the salad I make and bring to the office for lunch each day, and I'm trying to remember why I stopped. They're a great source of magnesium, and I have to look at that again. As far as beans and other legumes, I know they have pros and cons, but between beans and whole grains, I probably get around 3 servings in a week on average, so that helps add a bit of magnesium from my food intake. All in, I estimate I average around 250 to 300 milligrams a day. Not enough, which is why I need to take a supplement. Now, if you're low on magnesium, your body often sends signals. If you're dealing with sleeplessness, muscle cramps, feeling off mentally, struggling to stay regular, experiencing low energy, or even the occasional heart flutter, it may be your body waving a magnesium flag requesting help. And the tricky part is standard blood tests don't always reveal a magnesium deficiency or shortfall because only about 1% of magnesium is found in the blood. Most of it is stored in muscles, bones, and soft tissues, so sometimes the best tool for spotting a magnesium shortfall is just listening to how your body feels. Now, you may be surprised how increasing your magnesium intake can make a difference. I can tell you it makes a world of a difference for my wife, Beth, who suffers with nighttime leg and foot cramps. After I tell you a little about my favorite form of magnesium for supplements, I'll tell you more about her magnesium story. I guess I should have told her that I plan to share this today. I'm pretty sure she won't mind, but she's in the office next door. So if you see her come up behind me and the podcast ends abruptly, you'll know why. Our favorite form of magnesium for supplements is Magnesium Bisglycinate Chelate. You may have heard of it. It checks all the boxes we want: highly absorbable, gentle on the gastrointestinal system, and effective. That's why we created TrueMagnesium, a convenient, great tasting drink powder featuring the Albion Magnesium Bisglycinate Chelate ingredient, which we believe is the most premium form out there and which is also made in the United States. Now, I know magnesium bisglycinate chelate is a mouthful, so let's break it down. This form combines magnesium with the amino acid glycine in a special chelated structure, essentially magnesium bonded to the glycine. That chelation process mimics what plants do in nature, making the magnesium easier for your body to absorb and use, and importantly, without the digestive distress you can get from other magnesium forms. There are two glycine molecules used for every magnesium molecule. That's the bi in bisglycinate. So putting it all together, you get magnesium bisglycinate chelate. Also important, magnesium bisglycinate is both soluble and fully chelated. You want both. This makes it very easy for your body to absorb and protects the magnesium from interacting with other compounds in your gut. This helps it pass through your intestinal wall more easily without competing with other minerals like calcium. It's also protected from other dietary substances that can impede absorption and bioavailability, like phytates and phosphates. Plus, it's much less likely to cause stomach upset or loose stools, which can be a problem with other forms of magnesium. You may often see magnesium oxide in supplements. It's one of the most common forms, mostly because it's cheap. But cheap comes at a cost. Magnesium oxide is poorly absorbed and often causes gastrointestinal issues, especially at higher doses. It's an inorganic, insoluble form of magnesium, meaning your digestive system has to work overtime just to break it down, and consequently, much of it ends up being flushed or unused. Then there's magnesium citrate, better absorbed, but often used as a laxative. This may be fine if you're preparing for a colonoscopy, but not the ideal way to make magnesium available for your body to use each day. The reason magnesium citrate has a strong laxative effect is it increases acidic ions in the intestines, which increases osmotic pressure. To dilute these ions and ease the pressure, your body releases water that can result in loose stools or even diarrhea. So you have to be careful with magnesium citrate. You do not have this issue with magnesium bisglycinate chelate. It offers the best of all worlds. It's a highly absorbable form of magnesium that doesn't require your gut to do tons of prep work, no competition for absorption with minerals like calcium, and no digestive or gastrointestinal distress. Plus, glycine, the amino acid the magnesium is bound to, has its own benefits. It helps support glutathione, your body's master antioxidant, and is a key player in collagen formation. That's why our True Magnesium drink powder supplement only contains magnesium bisglycinate chelate. Each scoop gives you 200 milligrams of magnesium. If you want to meet the full RDA of 400 milligrams, just take 2 scoops per day, ideally spaced out for best absorption. It mixes easily, tastes great with a natural berry flavor, and is sweetened with organic stevia, no sugar, and no junk. So if you're dealing with sleep troubles, muscle cramps, mood swings, or just want to stay on top of your health, True Magnesium can make a big difference. Let me tell you a little bit more about how we use True Magnesium in the Pradelli household. As I mentioned, Beth is very susceptible to leg and foot cramps during the night. If you've ever experienced these cramps, they are miserable and very painful and can wreck a good night's sleep. To combat this, she takes True Magnesium before bedtime, but it has to be a regular thing, taking it every single night. As mentioned earlier, your body has a lot of use and demand for magnesium, and it needs to be replenished daily. Sometimes she's tired and forgets, so I make the drink and bring it to her. No nights off, and as a result, almost no cramping. Now, in case you're wondering, this is part of my drive for a Husband of the Year nomination, which I'm sure Beth will tell you still needs a lot of work. Here's what I do: I add 2 scoops of TrueMagnesium, that gives you 400 milligrams of magnesium, to a glass, and add about 4 ounces of water. Now, the TrueMagnesium directions say combine with 8 ounces of water, but there's no magic to that number. It's really about personal taste preference. And since we're taking it before bedtime, we like to limit our water intake so it doesn't cause any nighttime bathroom breaks. In a perfect world, you would separate the 2 servings of TrueMagnesium and take them at different times of day. That is most optimal. But if you forget, you can combine at night like we often do. And to really help take your sleep to a new level, take a True Z's capsule with your TrueMagnesium drink before bedtime, like we also do. True Z's and TrueMagnesium is a great nighttime sleep combination to help you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go. You can find out more about TrueMagnesium and TrueZ's at NatureCity.com. And as always, we're here to help if you have any questions. So that's it for this week. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to see future episodes, or you can listen to these podcasts on your favorite streaming service. We're on Apple Podcast and Spotify. This is Carl Pradelli, and I'll see you next week.